Alright fellas, today's going to be a little something different. Usually I'm inside and at the reloading bench, especially on a nasty day like today. It's raining and windy and a little dreary, not very pleasant. But about an hour and a half ago I decided I'd put a 3.5 pound pork butt roast on my grill. And I'm going to give a short review on a particular product that so far I'm pretty impressed with, and I've seen a few other videos on YouTube, but I was somewhat skeptic. Maybe not as necessarily skeptic as I was unconvinced, but I was convinced enough that I would at least try it. I thought that I'd like to do some kind of smoking. The wife even mentioned it as well. And I came across this company called Amazing, or rather Amazing. You bear with me for a second. It is kind of windy on occasion. The box fell over. Anyway, this is the box. It's Amazing Products. And I got the Smoker Maze. This is a 5x8 stainless steel tray. And as you see there on the picture, you fill the tray with your choice of wood pellets. And you light them up with a torch, or they give you some kind of fire starter that you can put on it that's not going to leave any odor or anything like that that's going to be bad for you. So I have, through my course of YouTube binges and watching all the videos, I've noticed that each side of this tray, each run, is worth anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. Now the company claims that it's about 12 hours worth of smoke, but some people have said that they're getting roughly 15. And I'm going to keep an eye on my temperature here. So I thought, well, if I fill one run up halfway, then that's going to be roughly 2.5 to 3 hours. So with that being said, you don't want to smoke a roast for the entire period, because once it hits about 150, 160 degrees, it's not going to take any more smoke, and you're just going to put this acidic, kind of bitter skin over the meat, and you're not going to be too pleased with that taste. Now the taste of the meat underneath of it, rather, is going to be the more pleasant tasting food that you want to eat. So what I've done with my gas grill here, as you can see, it's a char griller. It's a 3-burner. I have taken aluminum foil, put over my smokestacks. It has cooled off. The rain came in, the cold front moved in with it, so it's dropped about 10-15 degrees outside in the last hour. And before the rain started, it was creeping just over 250. Now that the rain started, the air's gotten heavy, the cold front moved in, and it's down a little bit. It looks about 230. I keep 2 burners off. I have the center burner lit, and it's creeping up a little bit. It's not quite on low, but it's very, very close. And last week I used just hickory wood pellets, and I did what I said. I filled each side here halfway, because I didn't know if I'd have enough smoke. So I started here, and I went to about here, and then on this other side I started down here where the hole is, and I went halfway up. And then you light at the hole. Well, there's a hole on the other side, and that's what I did to make sure I generated plenty of smoke, because gas grills don't seal up the best in the world. And as you can kind of see there's just a little bit of smoke working its way out. Let's see if I can get just right. Yeah, you can see the smoke coming out. And there's some down here. There's an air gap all the way across down here. There's another one over here. There's one in the back. And I've actually got a piece of aluminum foil that I folded up. I'll put that on the back side, in the back behind the lid. But because of the rain today, I'm actually inside my storage building here doing my grill, or smoke, or whatever you want to call it. Don't worry, that kerosene can's been empty for some time now. I have no igniting fuel source other than wood. Not to mention I'm really, really low on my temperature, so it's not even warm enough to warm the inside of the storage building. It's a little chilly right now, but because we're out of the weather, no rain, no wind, I am able to not worry about having all of my seams all plugged up everywhere. So my smoke just rolls around through the grill and then slowly makes its way out through the top, which is what you want. Now I'm going to cheat. I'm not supposed to do this. We are approaching the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open it up real quick so you can see what I've got. You can hit pause. I can't. But after you see it, I'll close the lid and I'll explain to you what I've got going on. So here we go. There's my meat thermometer. See that piece of metal down there? Okay, that's all I can do. Alright, now obviously you don't want to keep it open or really open it much at all, of any, because it loses all your heat and your smoke. But I'll go through and I'll explain what I've done with this gas grill so you can repeat what I've done. It has worked very well for me. Like I said, I did this last weekend and I got multiple rave reviews about how well of a job I did. And I was thoroughly proud of myself as well. It was the best tasting roast I've had in a while. Granted, the wife does a really good job when she puts it in the crock pot, but this was different and tasted really, really good. Juicy and tender. So, what you just saw, I have the roast up on the top rack with the meat thermometer stuck in it. Now, in a perfect world, I'd have a digital meat thermometer so I could set that down over here, have the wire going inside, and I'd be able to see my meat temperature without having to open the grill. Judging from the temperature and the size of the roast, I know that I'm good for about 3.5 to 4 hours before I need to really check it and see if my meat temperature is up to 150 to 160. At that temperature, I will pull the meat off, wrap it in aluminum foil, put it back on to get it up to 180 degrees internal temperature. Now this is a pork butt. Beef obviously is going to be different, but by wrapping it in aluminum foil, you're going to move on up that last 20 degrees a little faster. It's going to help retain that heat a little better, but the juices that may cook out will stay in the aluminum foil, thus keeping your meat juicy and tender. The metal that you saw on the bottom under the grates but above the burners is a piece of stainless steel, and I have a piece right here so you can kind of tell. I don't know what gauge this is, but it's not, there we go, get a little better focus. It's not that thick, and it's got a little bit of give to it. So what I've done is I've taken the burners off. I cut that piece of stainless steel to fit on the ledge that the grates, not burners, that piece of stainless steel fits on the ledge that the grates rest on. And what that does is my heat diffuser. I don't want direct heat because then it'll get too hot. So that piece of stainless steel will it will spread the heat out better, causing the meat to cook more thoroughly and not burn. And then of course you saw the smoker tray over on the left hand side. That was the smoker maze from Amazing Products. Now I've got, that was cherry wood pellets on the closest side on the left, and on the back side over on the right of the tray was hickory. So I'm using two different woods to smoke this pork butt. And then the most important part, when on a grill, you really need to make sure you've got some kind of water inside the grill to put up some type of steam. You don't want your meat drying out. And that aluminum pan, I picked up at the dollar store for little or nothing, put some water in it, and that will serve for both a drip pan as well as my steam source to keep the grill from drying out. That way I don't have to worry about drying the meat out. And by this time, just that short opening, we're back up to 230, 235. Yeah, right at 230. A lot of people say those thermometers aren't the most accurate. They're plus or minus 25 degrees. I have found this one to be relatively spot on with where I need it. If I'm running 230 and it's actually 255, it's not going to kill it. Last week I kept about 245 all afternoon. It was a 5-hour smoke, 5-hour cook, whatever you want to call it. And it did a very, very good job. It didn't dry the meat out, and it stayed tender and juicy. The amount of smoke that comes off of that smoker tray is sufficient for what I've got here. Now, if I had a bigger grill, bigger chunk of meat, I may be interested in doing something a little bit more extreme, maybe getting a second smoker tray, but since this is just a smaller grill, it's not really necessary. If I had some kind of large 6-burner or something like that, then I'd probably look into getting a second smoker tray just so I could get a better smoke. Overall, I'm thoroughly impressed. I went on Amazon and I got this product. You can go to their website and purchase it straight from them, but on Amazon I was able to get, hang on a second, I'll show you what came with it. This was the box it came in, and it was a variety pack, kind of a sample thing. These are 2-pound bags. This one is hickory, this one is cherry. These are the two that I'm using today. This one is the Pitmaster's Choice, which is hickory, cherry, and maple. Now, I don't know how well maple would do with pork, so I haven't tried it yet. And then this one is sugar maple. And, excuse me, my wife and myself will really want to do a brisket, so the Pitmaster's Choice may come in to play later on. And then last but not least is the gel fire starter. This says the easy solution to get your wood barbecue pellets smoking, and it won't flavor the food. So I haven't used it yet. I use a torch, one of them little propane torches. As I said in the beginning of the video, typically I'm inside the house sitting at the reloading bench doing some kind of video on a how-to reloading video. And if you see any of my other videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. But today, instead of sitting inside, it's getting springtime. It's starting to get nice, with the exception of today. And I was looking for an excuse to get outside, fire up the grill, drink some beer, and this kind of weather, why not? Just wanted to make it a little bit better, and I got that smoker maze and wanted to do a quick review on it. This thing is amazing. I absolutely love it. The wife loves it, and I never would have imagined putting a 3.8 pound roast on a barbecue grill, a gas grill at that. A charcoal grill, yeah, I could see doing it, but you really got to watch your temperature, because these things love to get hot and get hot quick. So having some kind of air movement is necessary, but you don't want too much draw. Down underneath, I don't know if we can get to it to see it, but down underneath they've got all the holes down there to draw, and while for cooking or grilling that may be good, you don't want all that for smoking. And I've got the vent over here. That's the only vent that I have popped out. Actually, it's down here underneath. And that piece of stainless steel is just bent over, looped around, covering that hole. I don't have the topping punched out, as you can see. Never had the need to punch them out because the grill gets hot enough as it is. So there's that one that I've left in too. And we're still holding steady at 230 degrees, and it's been there for right at 2 hours now. And I see that I'm approaching 14 minutes on this video, so without further ado, if you have any questions, the comment section is always open, as I've mentioned before. And man, if you could smell this or taste it, it would be even better. But if you're looking to smoke and you don't want to buy a smoker, this is a cheap alternative. $50 and you're good to go if you've already got a gas grill. And I think these gas grills are relatively cheap at the store. This one was a Christmas present, but we used the hell out of it. So I'll try to enjoy the rest of this nasty dreary day, drink some beer, and continue to smoke away. Without further ado, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.